no, and a crash. Simona de Silvestro just hit the wall as we return here to Belle Isle. This will be our second caution. That is in turn number 8 in the Fountain Complex. Simona was running 22nd at the time, we can tell you. And you look at the skid marks.
That's the biggest accident we've seen here so far.
Well, you know, it's interesting because they were battling in amongst all of them side by side, even when we were away on a break. And I'm just wondering if they ended up trying to go 2 abreast through the turn.
Well, we're going to find out. We've got several angles of this incident.
Just entering, and you know something, the car does not look like it's turning. Remember Tony had that yesterday?
2 accidents like that.
Yes.
Happened to Tony Kanaan during the warm-up today, but nowhere near this kind of damage.
No, the steering rack, we've had a couple of reports on that, and the car not turning. And that is just disappointing because Simona is such a talented driver. Let's watch on board here from Charlie Kimball. See, that is just going straight.
And remember Alex Tagliani yesterday under caution ended up in the barrier. They had a steering box problem. That is violent. Check on Simona, make sure that she is A-OK, and she'll make the mandatory trip to the infield care center.
It almost looks like they turn in not even half a lane off and they get absolutely no grip from the concrete.
And that half a lane off, remember there's sometimes all the rubber that's coming off the tires from when they're wearing the marbles, as we call it, gets offline. So sometimes that happens, but it's early in the race, Eddie, so I'm not sure that we had that much rubber down, that marbles that's usually accumulated onto the racetrack.
Well, remember we talked about was 5 yesterday. It's now down to 2 because Simona will not complete every lap today. So now it's just Elio and Scott Dixon left. Keep an eye. We think maybe something may have come off her car. Oh, yes. So that is into turn number 7. The crash happened in turn 8.
Yeah, and that was on the right front, you know, something, and that looks just like a filler plate. So I'm just wondering if the tire was flattened when she tried to turn and the car did not respond, so just understeered into the wall. So we'll have to get a report from the team on that, but disappointing for Simona.
That is quite a hit.
Still under our second caution, we have caught up with Simona de Silvestro. Let's find out what happened, Rick DeBrule.
Yeah, back here in pit lane. That was a hard hit. We have to ask first, how are you okay?
I'm all right. You know, it's definitely hard because there was no tires there, but not really sure what happened. You know, I went into the corner and like we just wouldn't turn, and we hit like into the wall like straight ahead. So yeah, I don't know.
No indication whether it was a flat tire, because we can see something. It looks like you're going through here and it looks like you're hitting something, and then it flies back up. But once again, no indication in your car. When you went into the turn, there was just no grip. Yeah,
nothing. Like the tire just kind of locked up, and I turned and it wouldn't turn, so we kind of went straight into the wall. And you know, it was frustrating because I think we were moving forward. We had an okay car. You know, the nuclear clean energy car was okay. So yeah, it's really frustrating because we're not quite sure what happened, and you know, it was at the beginning of the race, so it's really annoying when you're out so early.
Yeah, and unfortunately that ends Simona's streak of finishing every lap of every race so far this season.
It has been tough for those 5. There's only 2 that are still standing that have completed every lap. That's Elio Castroneves and Scott Dixon.